and welcome to our final week of class. We're in the home stretch now. For last week's assignments, I graded the development discussion posts, and I gave you 10 points for your original post and 1 point for each reply. So that was the nature and nurture discussion forum. If you think I missed any points, send me an email and I will double check them. For those of you who are interested, this was a real case that occurred in Michigan in 2000 and was featured in the movie Bowling for Columbine. In the U.S., children under 7 can't legally be held responsible for the crimes that they commit because they don't have the cognitive ability to understand the crime. So the child was never actually tried or punished. The owner of the gun, who was the mother's boyfriend, did plead guilty to manslaughter and was imprisoned for 2 years and 5 months. The other adults were in and out of court for various charges for subsequent years. Okay. On the personality chapter, you all did a great job on the Big 5 worksheet and the personality extra credit down here for those of you who did it. I just wanted to make a note that the grade on the extra credit did something strange on Moodle, but basically if you can see a 0 when you look at your grades on the personality extra credit, it means that you got full credit. If your grade for the extra credit assignment is blank, then you did not get points for it. On the Chapter 11 test, there was one question that I normally address in lecture in my face-to-face classes, and your text doesn't really cover it, and I did have a question on that, so I've added 1 point to everyone's score to kind of compensate for that. So this week is our final week. For Chapter 12 for social psychology, you can see I've posted a lot of audio, video, and interactive sources that really do a good job demonstrating the materials. So some of them, like Ash and Milgram and the Stanford Prison Experiment, are videos that demonstrate the classic experiments that your book describes. For your assignment for this chapter, what you're going to do is I've got some examples of behaviors, and I'd like you to think about attributions or explanations that you'd make about your own behavior if you were doing this thing, and about how you'd interpret other people's behavior. And what this should serve to do is demonstrate the fundamental attribution error. And then our final chapter that we'll cover this week is psychological disorders. I've posted lots of examples to help you understand several disorders, but schizophrenia is definitely the most complex disorder that we'll talk about, and I've got a few examples of that. Your discussion forum for that chapter is also going to focus on schizophrenia, and it's a first-person experience of someone who has dealt relatively successfully with her schizophrenia. So you'll watch this video, and then post your reaction, including an answer to all of these questions that are listed here. And then, of course, you need to respond to other people. And then the last regular assignment you have is there's an extra credit assignment for this chapter. For this one, what I'd like you to do is find and watch a movie depicting a psychological disorder that's covered in chapter 14 of this book. So it needs to be one that's actually covered in the textbook. And then you'll write a 2-page paper and answer that includes answers to these questions, basically analyzing how the movie depicts the disorder. So I want to emphasize again that all of your regular assignments, those chapter 12 and chapter 14 assignments, are due on Friday night at 5 p.m. This is different, but the reason for this is that it's the end of the regular class period for summer 2. So you need to have everything done by the end of the class period. Summer 2 exam day is Monday, so you have until Monday to complete the last 2 components of the course, which are in the course wrap-up materials. So the first of these is a class effectiveness survey, and this is an extra credit assignment, just like your other extra credit assignments. Is the equivalent of 1 assignment grade. And basically your feedback for the class really helps me know how to improve it in the future. I want to know what you liked and what you didn't like, so I'd really appreciate you completing the survey. It's submitted anonymously, which means that I can see whether or not you finished it, but I can't link the responses to the name. And then the final course activity is your final exam. The final exam includes 100 multiple choice questions that are approximately evenly distributed among all of the chapters we covered, and you have 1 hour and 5 minutes to complete it. This test is optional, so you don't have to take it if you don't want to. If you take it and get better than your test average, your final exam score will replace your test average. If you take it and do poorly, it will not hurt your grade. So it's not going to bring your grade down at all. To prepare for the final exam, I encourage you to review all of your old quizzes because questions will be similar to your quiz questions. And also, of course, review the textbook and your notes and outlines. I just want to note that your quizzes will be available to review from now until Sunday, August 9th at 11:55 p.m. The final exam then opens on Sunday, the quizzes are available until Saturday at 11:55 p.m. and then the final exam opens Sunday, August 10th at midnight and will be open until Monday, August 11th at 11:55 p.m. So on Monday morning, so you basically have Sunday and Monday to take the final exam. On Monday morning, I'll post your final grade as it would look if you decided not to take the final exam. So if you want to, you can use that to help make your decision. I also just want to note that the course total that you can see in your grades on Moodle right now, let me see if I can pull that up so you can see what it looks like. The course total that you would see down here at the bottom is not completely right. It's an estimate of your final grade, but it doesn't accurately compute your extra credit and it doesn't drop your lowest assignment grade. So it's about where you are, but it's not exactly correct. So just be aware of that. When I post on Monday morning those final grades without the final exam, you can see exactly what you will get. So have a great week. Let me know if you have questions. Don't forget that all of your assignments, with the exception of the course wrap-up stuff, is due Friday at 5 p.m.